Namo Nui Savayantam, Namo Nui Savadam, Namo Nui Savayiriyam, Namo Nui Savajayam, Namo Nui Savadivavati Savanam, Omkaramindu Sanyam Jayanti Yogina, Kamadam Okshadam Jay Omkarai Namo, Manganam Navani, Manganam Ukamo, Manganam Kunkundari, Ujendra Bosumangan, Namasanakara. Swanubhutya Jathasti Svahai Bhavaya Vivaha
Jai Jayendra. This is March 29, 2016, Tuesday, and we are just going on the Jainism basic class on from the Jain Siddhanta Praveshika. And here we are talking about substance and we are talking about matter. Okay, let me start putting slides on. Screen share. Last time, okay, we are in the Asti Kaila, I think. Let's see where we were. Okay, we were in the definition of Pudgal. What we were saying that what's a definition of Pudgal and what's a complete name of matter? That's what the question was. And complete name of matter, what we said, that it's called Pudgalastikai. The Sanskrit name is a Pudgalastikai. So what does Pudgalastikai means? There are two words involved in that one. Pudgal and Asti and Kai. There are three words. Pudgal, Asti and Kai. What are those three means? Pudgal has two words inside, a subgroup. Pud means to join and gal means to separate. So Pud is join, gal is to separate. The thing which can join to each other, things which can get dissociated, that's called Pudgal. Now, we also said Asti Kai. Asti means existence. Asti means existence. Means this substance, Pudgal, means the matter, is in existence. How long? Since time infinite. How long it will stay? For time infinite in the future. Yesterday, on this Sunday, we had one girl from the ASU came, and she is a first-year college student, and she was taking Jainism as an elective, and she came to see the temple and find it out how Jainism is and everything. So I was talking to her, and I said to her that Jainism and science, they go parallel to each other. They don't contradict to each other. There is a, in Christianity, for example, they don't believe evolution. They just said God created the universe. Science says there is evolution theory. So their contradictions are there. Here in Jainism, there is no contradiction. They go parallel to the science. Actually, science agrees to Jain principles. How? Here we said Asti means existence, means the matter exists since time infinite before, and it will remain for time infinite in the future, and it's there forever. Science proved that matter cannot be destroyed, matter cannot be created, it simply changes the form. Water becomes vapor, becomes cloud, becomes snow, becomes water again. So H2O molecule remained the same. But what happened? It kept on changing the form, and science proved that one. So science said matter was never created, will never be destroyed, it changes form. And so Jainism says, okay, this is what we are talking all the time. If we have the we are not able to extrapolate who said what, but at least Mahavir's words 2500 years back, he said Pudgal exists forever. Not only Pudgal, not only matter, but all the 6 universal substances, they exist forever. Science has only proved one thing, matter only. But Jainism says soul, matter, medium of motion, medium of rest, space and time, all the 6 substances, they exist forever. Now, Kai, there is another word. So, Pudgal, Asti, and third word was Kai. Kai means occupying many space point. Means matter has a capacity to occupy more than one space point. Matter has a capacity to do that. How does it do it? What does it mean? Means if, let's say that if we take this room and divide into 2 and further into 2 and further into 2 and all kind of divisions we keep on doing, and we come to a point in which there is not possibility for dividing into 2 units again. Means the smallest part of the space. Now, our limitations are there, so we cannot understand one space point. But we can say that the omniscient Lord, in his Keval Gnan, has seen the smallest possible point of the space called space point. And those space points, the matter, the Pudgal, the matter, can occupy many space points. And that's why it's called Kai. Kai is a word which means occupying many space points. So what's the complete name of matter? Pudgalasti Kai means Pud means to join, Gal means to get dissociation, Asti means existence, Kai means occupying many space points. It is so unique in Jain principles. One simple word, Pudgalastika, when you just say, it is really a big explanation one is to given, and this is the explanation for that. Okay, having known that one, let's see now what happens next. Astikai means body of magnitude. Here, when we say Pudgal Astikai, Pudgal Astikai. What is Astikai means? Body of magnitude. One which occupies more than one space point for its existence. That is called Astikai. Now, how many substances are having Astikai? Means how many substances are such that they occupy more than one space point? There are, except for time substance, Kal Dravya, rest are having Astikai. 6 universal substances. Soul, matter, medium of motion, medium of rest, space, and time. 6 universal substances are described, out of which, except for time unit, except for time substance, remaining 5 are called Astikai, means they have capacity to occupy more than one space point. These 5, they have capacity to occupy more than one space point. That's why they are called Astikai. There are 5, so Pancha, and Astikai. Kunkun Swami, Acharya Kunkun Dev, he wrote down a scripture called Panchastikai. Pancha means 5, Astikai means 5 substances occupying more than one space point. So he describes all these 5 substances, soul, matter, medium of motion, medium of rest, and space. And at the end, he also will describe about the time substance, which is not called astikaya. So 6 universal substances description were coming out from Acharya Kunkun Dev 2000 years back is called Panchastikaya scripture. We have 5 important scriptures of Acharya Kunkun Dev available to us. And they are called Samaysar, Pravachansar, Niyamsar, Astapahud, and Panchastikaya. These are the 5 greatest gifts that he has given to the mankind. And those are the one, if we can understand, then we can understand what soul is, what the universe is, and who am I, what is my status, what can I do, what can I not do. And so those are the answers Acharya Kunkun Dev 2000 years back, he gave it to us. So this is Astikaya, means all these things. So now we know, when we, if somebody says a scripture called Panchastikaya, what does it mean? You already know what it means. Pancha means 5, Asti means existence, and Kai means occupying more than one space point. And so it describes 5 Astikaya: Jivastikai, Pudgalastikai, Dharmastikai, Adharmastikai, Akasastikai. And then he will also describe, at the end, he will describe time substance also. Now there is a question raised over here that when we said Astikaya, over here we just said Astika means body of magnitude, means one which occupies more than one space point for its existence. Having said that, now the learned student raises question to the teacher. He says, matter is also having one space point in its atom. A matter, if this pencil, we take this one, this pencil is made up of infinite atomic particles. Now, what does atomic particles means? As we said last time, atom in Jainism and atom in science are 2 different animals. Atom in science is called one which is a nucleus, which is proton, proton and neutrons and electrons and all those things combined called atom. Jainism says, no, atom means beyond that, because when you say atom, means you are just saying at least 3 things: proton, neutron, electron. And also in the nucleus also, you are just saying the quarks and all kind of things. So science is telling us something which has lot more than one thing alone. So Jainism says, we are going beyond that. We are going to dissect that science atom, and we go further down, and there are teeny tiniest particles, and that is called one atom, which is having capacity to occupy one space point of the space. Again, let's go again. Jainism atom means the smallest possible part of a matter which occupies one space point of the space. एक आकाश प्रदेश ने जे ऑक्युपाई करी सके तेनु नाम एक पुद्गल परमाणु. So if the smallest part of the matter can have only one space occupation, then how come that matter is called Astikaya? Astikaya, we already said Astikaya means previously here. Astikaya means body of magnitude. One occupies more than one space point for its existence. Then how come matter is called Astikaya? Student is very learned, and he is asking to the teacher, and teacher is very happy that the student is asking this type of questions. So what it says, smallest part of the matter is having one space point. Yes, that's true. But it also has characteristics of stickiness and non-sticky type of touch. Because what's happening, the smallest part of matter means matter has certain attributes: touch, taste, smell, color. Of course, the infinite attribute, these are the four most important attributes we are taking into consideration: touch, taste, smell, and color. So out of touch, when we talk touch attribute can be sticky or non-sticky type of. Of course, there are 8 types of subgroups of touch are there. Right now, we are taking sticky and non-sticky part. It could be sticky, non-sticky, it could be slippery, non-slippery, it could be rough, it could be smooth. There are 8 types are there. But right now, for our information, we are saying that the touch attribute can be sticky or non-sticky. And when the stickiness is there, then atom gets association with many other atoms, then it becomes aggregate molecule. One atom and 2 atoms, because they have stickiness attributes, so they can get stuck to each other. When they get stuck to each other, that is called aggregate molecule. Many atoms can get together, then they can go aggregate of molecule. How many molecules, how many atoms are in this pencil? Infinite atomic particles are there, and that's why this pencil exists. So this pencil is called aggregate molecule. Other example of aggregate molecule is when we talk about karma, material karma. Karma are 8 types: knowledge obscuring karma, perception obscuring karma, deluding karma, obstructing karma, name karma, age karma, status determination karma, and feeling karma. These are 8 types of karma are there. Of course, when we progress in this one further, we will have all those things will come and we'll be going in detail, way far ahead right now. But if you take one karma particle, for example, of knowledge obscuring karma, that karma particle is made up of infinite atomic particles. One karma, like knowledge obscuring or perception obscuring or deluding or any of the 8 types of karma, if we take it, one karma is made up of infinite atomic aggregate or infinite atomic particles. Now, will I be able to, do I have capacity to see this karma particle? No, I don't have capacity. Does any transmigratory living being has a capacity to see this karma particle having infinite atomic particles aggregate together? And answer is no. Even if somebody is having a samyak darshan, he won't be able to see. Somebody is having a monkhood, he won't be able to see. Only omniscient Lord can see this atomic particle, aggregate atomic particle present in a 1 unit of karma. Remember, I won't be able to see the karma particle, so forget about me visualizing the atomic particle. So atomic particle is a 1 small unit aggregate, infinite aggregate atoms combined together becomes one karma particle, and those karma particle also I'm not able to see, but I can see their effect. We can always say, well, I have pain in the abdomen because I have a filling karma fruition is there, and that's why I'm feeling bad right now. Bad feeling or good feeling, they are feeling karma presentation. So we can see the effect, but we cannot see the karma particle. And as we said, karma particle and also the atomic particle can be visualized only by the omniscient Lord. This gives us how microscopic these things are. If we cannot see the karma particle, then the karma particle made up of infinite aggregate of atoms, how can I be able to see that atom then? No, I can't. So these are the points to be understood. Because this atomic particle has a stickiness type of touch, and because of that thing, it gets associated with many other atoms and becomes aggregate molecule, and that's why it is called astikai. Our question was, why matter is called astikai? Because of this situation. Okay, therefore, with conventional uses, it is known as astikai. The actual state is a one atomic particle, but usually it is associated with an aggregate of molecule. For example, infinite atomic particles here, infinite atomic particles in this one, infinite atomic particle in this book. So they are called astikai. So now we are clear on the astikai. Okay, now living. Soul is having consciousness attribute. Soul is having specific attribute of consciousness which is not seen in remaining five substances. Means non-living means matter, medium of motion, medium of rays, space and time. These five substances are without any consciousness element. Only living being has a consciousness element, but all these non-living particles, non-living substances like matter, medium of motion, medium of rays, space and time, the five substances, they don't have consciousness element. Remember, it's very important to understand. Why? Because I am the one having consciousness within me. That's why I'm a living substance. My computer has tremendous amount of memory, but it is non-living. It will only do the work as a matter. For example, there is a robot robot that was invented in Japan, and that can do everything. Whatever order you give, it can do for you. Now, let's say that fold the clothes, it will do it. Start the TV, it will do it. Put the lights on, it will do it. So now, does it have consciousness or not? Well, if I tell whatever order I give, it can do it. Now, let's say that this grocery came and a robot picked up the grocery and asked me, where do I pick this grocery? Now, I'm extremely tired that day and I said, put it on my head. Does that computer have any sense? Computer doesn't know that when I say put it on my head, it will come and put it on my head. So there is no consciousness there. It can do. Matter has a tremendous capacity. We experience that day in and day out. My God, going from point A to point B by plane, I can go for it. I can go into the space. because this matter particles, matter like a rocket and everything can take me there. Well, my computer, I put something over here, you can have it right at the other end of the country. You can see all those things. Matter has this capacity, but it's non-living. If I am impressed with the matter's capacity of all these things, can you imagine the consciousness at a living being having the consciousness? How much capacity that consciousness has it? We never appreciate our own capacity. We get impressed with the fastest computer, fastest plane, fastest this, fastest that. It's a matter's business. Think about me as a consciousness, how much more I am superior to the matter. So those are the things we have to keep in mind. Now, next one, astikai. How many substances are having astikai? Existence and also occupying many space points. That's called astikai. Then soul has it, matter has it, medium of motion has it, medium of rest has it, space has it. 5 substances are called astikai. And that's why we call that Panchastika is a scripture written by Acharya Kunkundev. So 5 astikai. Then time unit is only asti means existence, but no kai. Time substance is there forever. Now remember, second, minutes, hour, days, years, and all those things, they are called conventional time. There is a time substance. Each space unit has one time substance sitting on it. So if this cosmic space that we have it, that's where we are living, Lokakash that we are living in, there are innumerable space points are there. And that means innumerable time substances are there. Each space unit occupies one time substance. And innumerable space point means innumerable time substances are there. But they don't have kai because they are only occupying one space point and it does not go to the next space point. So they are independent that way. Third one, having form. Who has a form? Who has a form means who can be seen. This pen can be seen, this USB key can be seen, this book can be seen because they are matter particle. My body can be seen, my clothes can be seen, my glasses can, because there is a matter form. They are called matter, that's called rupi. So they have the form only. And having formlessness, remaining 5 substances are having formlessness. Soul, medium of matter, medium of motion, medium of motion, medium of rest, space and time. They are without any form, means you cannot be able to see them. So you'll come across, and I did come across a few of the people that he will say, come on, kid, you are telling so, show me on my hand, then I will believe. I said, how can I show you the soul when it is having formlessness? Soul has no form. Only for having form means rupi substance is matter. These are all called arupi. Arupi means they are formless. Soul substance cannot be seen or cannot be felt by senses. Once again, soul substance cannot be felt by senses. Why? Because senses have a capacity to perceive only matter. I can only see the thing which is having form. I can only hear the thing which is sound, which is a matter. I can only smell something. Smell is an attribute of a matter, means having matter, having smell, I can feel it. So my nose can feel because it's a matter. Anything with a taste, matter has a taste attribute, and so if I say sugar is sweet and salt is salty, because they are the matter. Anything I can touch, that's a matter. So touch, taste, smell, seeing, hearing, all those things, that's a function of five senses, is to perceive only form. Only form means rupee substances. That means only matter substances. So my five senses, our five senses, can perceive only matter. Okay, there's one sense animal, two sense living being, three sense, four sense, or five sense. These are all the living beings in the universe, that because of the senses, they can feel only the matter. They cannot feel the soul. They cannot feel medium of motion, medium of rest, space, and time. So I want to perceive the soul. Our whole exercise that we are doing is, who am I? How can I perceive my soul? Soul can only be perceived by super sensuous means. Atindriya, not by senses, not by indriya, but soul can be felt by atindriya, means beyond the senses. I have to go beyond my senses. So what exercises we are doing right now? We are gathering information. We are gathering information and say, okay, this is called matter, this is called medium of motion, medium of rest, space and time, and this is called soul. This soul cannot be perceived with my senses, with my intellect. Intellect means material intellect. But once I understand what's a soul, what's a soul's anatomy and physiology, when I understand about it, then I go within. I leave my senses behind and I go into the soul substance. I get engrossed into the soul substance, and then I can perceive the soul. So Acharya Bhagwan says, you take your basic ready with you. You understand the basic first. Once you understand the basic units, then you'll be able to perceive the soul. Then you'll have a quest to perceive the soul. Because all this rest of the substances, they have to be known, but I have no part of it. I want to perceive my soul. How can I go for it? So first understand, what is soul? Where is soul residing? In the universe. What is the universe made up of? All the substances. So know all these things. We have to know. To know and to know and to know is the very first step to wet our feet in Jain principles. Acharya Kunkun Swami said, Gurudev Kanji Swami said, and Srimad Rajchandraji also said, and all other scriptures are also saying the same way, that first you obtain the knowledge. First you obtain the knowledge about the universe, then all the six substances, and then consider the soul substances, understand the soul's anatomy and physiology. Once these things becomes clearer, this cloud gets lifted. Now I have some kind of way in front of me that now I want to understand soul. These are the pathway I have to go. So first and foremost thing is to understand, to know, to perceive. So these are the activities we are trying to do that. So this is the reason we are trying to understand from basic. If our base becomes stronger right now, it doesn't make difference how long it takes for us to go to the next point. But my first brick I'm putting is a very solid, strong brick. That means all my building coming out of it will be the strong, earthquake proof. It will be shattered proof. Means my belief will be shattered proof. Whatever I know, it will be right knowledge. That's why the Jain principles, they go extremely in detail about explaining and understanding these principles in microscopic detail. Buddhism, what happened? Buddha knew that it's a very complicated affair. A layperson will not be able to understand. So he said, don't worry about philosophical part. You do whatever I ask you to do. Okay, there's one approach. Now, remember, there's a lineage. He is there, and then his disciple and their disciple and further disciples and everything. Each one kept on diluting. So, what happens then? If I don't understand the basis, and I'm just being told, do this, and I'll end up doing the same thing senselessly. There was one guru, and he was giving lectures, and there was a tradition that they will bring a cat first. They will tie the cat onto the with a rope onto the pole, and then the guru will start giving lecture. This is the standard thing. It was happening continuously. Nobody thought about it. One small kid, he says, why cat? What's the importance of cat here? Guru is talking everything, but he doesn't talk about cat, but why cat here? So he asked somebody, he says, oh, I don't know, it's there. He asked third person, fourth person, nobody knew about it. So this kid was smart, so he went to that guru and says, hey, why do you have this cat over here? He says, I don't know, my guru was doing it, so I'm doing it. He went to his guru and further guru, and ultimately he went to the first guy who started doing this one. So he's asking the first guy that, hey, why do you have this cat that you have to tie it to the rope, to the pole before giving lecture? So that original guru said, oh my God, are they still following those things? Yeah, we are doing it. So, oh my, come on, you guys have to understand. You have to know why it is. Why? The first guru said, when I was giving lectures, there were lots of rats were around. It was a filthy place and lots of rats were there. And so they were bothering during the lectures. So he kept this, he tied this cat to the pole, and because of the cat being present, those rats were not coming. And so he's able to continue. He said, my God, yeah, this for generations we are still doing those things without knowing. So Kun Swami says, Omniscient Lord says, and in the lineage, all our other gurus also said, Gurudev Sikhanji Swami also said, know the things, why it is. Question, everything you have question. And no question is bad. No question is useless. Answer could be useless, but a question has its own value. You understand, then you'll be able to go further. If you don't understand, you'll be able to blindly follow, and that will be followed only for a certain time, and you'll just forget about it. So understand. In fact, Pandit Toramalji, Acharya were Pandit Toramalji, I think about 250 years back in Jaipur. He brought lots of radical ideas. He said, even if Mahavir comes right now and Mahavir says, follow this one because I told you so, question Mahavir also. Why? Why do you have to do it? So somebody asked question to Totalmaji, wait a second, even if Bhagwan comes and says I have to question, he said, yes, you question till you understand, till you have clarity of the subject, you keep on asking question. So the student says, why do I have to do all these things? Why should I not take it as a God's given word? And Totemalji said, it is very important to question and understand, because if you don't question, if you just blindly accept the fact, then what will happen? Tomorrow somebody else will come with a better vocabulary and he will say something different, and then you'll be just following that other person. And third day, somebody else comes with a total different vocabulary, but a great way of delivering. And then you'll say, oh my God, that is also good. So you'll be having wavering mind. But if you ask questions, you understand it very well. Over here, for example, only matter has form and soul does not have form. If I understand that part, then somebody tells me, show me the soul on my hand. I know that there is no sense for me to break my head to explain to him, because he's not ready to understand. If he's ready to understand, you can just give this slide to him that says, soul is formlessness and cannot be perceived by senses, because senses perceives only matter and matter is non-living. You have to know the soul, and for that thing you have to go super sensuously. So these are the things you have to explain. It doesn't make difference how long it takes. As long as the recipient is ready to understand, you can explain to them. So these are very important. These are the basic principles that we are talking. Okay, next slide we can go. Okay, now how many different types of matter particles are there? Till now we are saying matter. But how many different types of matters are there? Well, we have the things. It's called, one second, let me just put this guy. Okay. The 5 senses I have, they are called matter. Seeing, hearing, speaking, tasting, feeling, and listening. All these 5 senses, they are matter, and they only understand matter subjects. So 5 senses are matter. Objects of 5 senses are also matter. I see this pencil. So this object, pencil, is an object for my visual senses, vision sense. So that's why this is also matter. I want to listen to beautiful music. Listen, my hearing sense. Then those music words are also matter. I want to taste tasty food. Tongue is tasting, so the food that I'm tasting, that's an object of tongue, and that is also matter. Same is smelling, and same is touching. So they are matter. Okay. Then what else? Now we are going further. Audaric body, gross body. Audaric sharir. What is Audaric sharir? My physical body right now. My physical body and plants and animals' body. They are called gross body. They are called Audaric body. Why they are called Audaric body? Because they are made from particles which are called matter particles, and they have specific characteristics of a gross body formation. That's why gross body is also matter particle. Okay. Then fluid body. What is fluid body? Vaikriya sharir. What is a Vaikriya sharir means? Have you seen the mercury? You put mercury on the table and just break it into several pieces. They'll become small, teeny tiny, small rounds, small balls. Now you mix them together, it will become one big ball. So fluid body is like that. You cut that body into several pieces, They can be cut it into pieces and then they will join back to become a body again. Our gross body present in the humans and subhumans, means plant and animal. Once they are cut, they are cut. If my hand is cut, it's gone. If my leg is cut, it's gone. But if I have a fluid body, Vaikriya Sharir, then those things can join back again. And that means the heavenly angels and this celestial being and the infernal being, Narak Jeev and Dev Sharir, Narki Sharir and Dev Sharir, they are called fluid body. They are fluid body. They can take any shape they want to take it. What is the importance of this one? For example, let's differentiate between these two, gross body and fluid body. Let's say that I committed one crime today and that person point blank killed other person and it is proven that he committed the crime. What's the max punishment one can give it to this person who committed the crime? Then you can say, well, it could be hanged to death. So he get punishment for death. Okay. Let's say that the same person killed 2 people. How much punishment you can give it to him? Hanging by death. 5 people, 10 people, 100 people, 6 million people. What's the max punishment you can get? Hanging by death. Death by hanging. This is unfair. For a one crime, death penalty, and killing millions of people, death penalty. This is not right. It should be proportionate. Okay, we talked it from the negative perspective. Let's talk it from the positive perspective. That there is a person, he saves the king, and king is extremely appreciative of it, and he is extremely happy, and he wants to give reward to this guy. How much max reward he can give? That king has a kingdom, and so he can maximum he can give his whole kingdom to this person who saved him. Okay, let's say the same person saved king and his wife. Still he can get maximum reward is a whole kingdom. Let's say the person helped saving the whole kingdom's people. What's the max he can get it? Reward? 1 kingdom only. So reward also has limitation, and the punishment also has limitation because of gross body. There are called fluid body, Vaikriya Sharir. For example, if I have committed bad deeds, then after death I have gone to infernal life. And in infernal life, I get punishment proportional to the crime I have committed. If I killed 1 person, that much punishment. If I call millions of people, I have that much punishment because I have the fluid body. So my body will cut into pieces. It will join again. It will cut into pieces again. This like things like that. So when we describe, when you think about the narak, when you think about the infernal living being, thank God we don't have the knowledge today, right now, to know who I was before. But some person, some occasional people can have that kind of knowledge, that they can see their past lives also. Kripalu Dev, at the age of 7 years, he was playing around, and there was a neighbor called Amit Chandbhai, and he had the snake bite him, and the guy died. So everybody started crying and all the things. So Kripalu Dev said, what is happening? So him being a small kid, they just say, oh, nothing, and don't worry. And they just took the kid on the side. But this curious kid said something happened to that guy. Amichan Bhai was speaking just now and now he's not speaking. Something happened. What happened? I'm going to find it out. So now when they are taking Amichan Bhai for cremation, this small kid, 7-year-old small kid, Srimad Rajchandraji, started going behind those people and he ended up climbing on a tree, Bavarnu tree. It was a small tree. He climbed on the tree and on the side, they took the Amichan Bhai, put the logs and everything, and they started fire. They burned the body. This 7-year kid says, wait a second, what is happening? He went in deep thinking at that point, and he ended up seeing his past several thousand lives, who he was, what he was, everything, and turning occurred in his life. Bensri Ben. Bensri Ben means the Champa Ben in Songad. She was the ardent follower of Gurudev Sri Kanji Swami. She also had a Jati Smaran Gnan. And she also had Samyak Darshan. So she ended up watching the previous lives, and when she's perceiving those previous lives, she ended up knowing the pains of the infernal living being that when she was there in infernal life. It was so cruelty was perceived that for several days she was not able to eat also. So that is gross body and fluid body. They are matter particles. Next one, assimilative body is called Aharak Sharir. Assimilative body is the one in which the sage, the monk, who is in 6th and 7th spiritual development state, who is at the extreme high state, and not all the monks who are on this state, but occasionally some monk can have that extraordinary capacity that from the right shoulder, from 1 foot size of the body will come out. And this body can travel to anywhere. That body can go to Mahavadya Kshetra and ask question to Omniscient Lord for clarifying certain confusions that he or that sage may have it. And that's called assimilative body. Extremely, very, very, very rare monk can have it. So that's assimilative body. Now, next one is called Karman body. Remember those Karman particles we talked about half an hour before? Karma particles is called Karman body. Karma are made up of infinite matter particles, and it becomes one knowledge obscuring karma, one perception obscuring karma, one etc. All those karma. So that Karman body is called matter particles. Karman body has a karma. So specific act of this gross body is to give the life and the physical body to this to the humans and subhumans like plants and animal. Vaikriya Sharir, fluid body, his job is to give the body to the infernal living being and to the celestial living being. Assimilative body function is present only in certain extremely high quality sage. Karman body, everybody has, all the living substances, all the living beings, the transmigratory souls, they have Karman body associated with them. I am the soul. What is the area of my soul occupying the space point right now? Same as my body. My body occupies and my soul occupies same area. My karma particles also occupy the same area. So that's called Karman body. Next comes electric body. What is electric body? It's called Tejas Sharir. I should have written down the name over here. Tejas Sharir. What is Tejas Sharir does? A transmigratory soul right now, let's say that we are human being, and whatever reason, whatever happened, I'm dead right now. My soul separates from the body, and this soul, because it's transmigratory soul, goes to next place and takes the birth. My soul, the transmigratory living being soul, separates from the body, which is called death, goes to the next area where it is supposed to take the birth. How long time it takes for this soul from my body, after separation from my body, to go to another life? It takes 1, 2, or 3 samay, and it will be taking birth somewhere else. 3 samay. Remember, blink of an eye has innumerable time, samay. Blink of an eye has an innumerable, means asankyat samay, means 10 raised to 49 and beyond. Out of those 3 samay, this soul will be born somewhere else. How fast does it move? Right? It gives us an idea about the speed, how fast it can move. Now, this soul going, let's say it went to heaven, or the soul went to infernal life, or soul went to plant or animal life. As soon as soul reaches there, there are electric body particles are attached with this soul, and those electric particles will start acquiring the atomic particles and produce heat. And as a result, the new life is generated. Electric body living out from a human being. Let's take that example. A person is standing right now, talking right now, and he got heart attack or whatever, he died. You are a lay person. You are not a doctor. How will you say that this person is dead? Because you said his body was ice cold. Not ice cold, but body became room temperature. My body right now is 98-degree temperature, and this room has a 68-degree temperature. So I feel warm right now. But if this soul is left from this body, it will just become room temperature. And that means we will say, oh my God, that guy was dead because he was ice cold. Not ice cold, room temperature. So electric body left. Electric body is the one gives me temperature in my body. So that is also matter particle. We'll take a little sidetrack over here. Transmigratory soul like us, who changes the body and goes to next life, means soul leaving this body and goes to X place. The transit time, in the transit time, there is no physical body is over here, this gross body is over here, left over here, soul left. What does the soul carry with him? Soul carries Karman body and electric body, and that soul now goes to next life and start taking birth there, and whatever process with this electric body and Karman body starts working that way. And when we come to the karma theory and everything, we'll be touching this one a little bit more. But transmigratory soul will carry Karman and electric body to the next level. If we are sitting over here and we become liberated soul, we become Siddha soul, then only the soul goes to the top of the universe. There's no Karman body, no electric body, no gross body, no fluid body, no assimilate body, nothing. Material mind. My mind, my mind is there, my intellect is there. That is called material particle, dravyaman. Dravyaman. So next one is no karma. Body, etc., external association are called no karma. We'll go to the no karma later on. I think our time is coming up to the end. I want to finish this part. Infinite, uncounted, and counted numbers of aggregate atoms are also called matter particles. And single atom is also called matter particle. So matter particle means all these things. That means they are non-living. They have the things called touch, taste, smell, color, etc. Infinite attributes within. So if you want to see this Panchastika, stanza number 82, all these things are given. So we can, if you want reference, you can have it. So these are the things that matter is made up of. We are already about the time, but if there is any question, we can entertain for a minute or two. And we'll go, this is going to give lots of question. It's good. If your question coming, this is this is our aim achieved, because thought process should start that what are all these things, Yes, question. Go ahead.
Electric body to Gujarati વર્ણન શું છે?
એનું છે આપણા તેજસ શરીર. તેજસ એટલે પંચેન્દ્રિયના વિષયો, ઔદારિક શરીર, વૈક્રિય શરીર, આહારક શરીર, કાર્મણ શરીર, તેજસ શરીર, દ્રવ્યમન, નો કર્મ અને અનંત, અસંખ્યાત, સંખ્યાત, aggregate atoms means the skand. Single atom is a pudgal parmanu.
Kiritanka?
Yeah.
Can you just explain again what the material mind, the dravyaman?
Because the dravyaman, material, see, the mind is consists of two things: material mind and psychic mind. Psychic means material mind and my own inclination of attachment and aversion. Both when they combine together, then it's called mind.
So you're saying there's two different parts of mind.
The material mind is a matter particle, and my own inclination of attachment is happening within me. So me and this material mind combine. This is called bhavman, this is called dravyaman. Dravyaman, bhavman. Material mind, psychic mind. Psychic mind is kind of very puny word. It doesn't carry the really real meaning. So we are calling this one as a inclination of attachment, rag and dvesh. When I do rag, dvesh, then material mind gets involved and combined together, and now I really is in the form of creating inclination of attachment, inclination of aversion, anger, deceit, greed, ego. All those things happen because of combination of these two things. So my anger coming within me and material mind getting joined to that one. Anger occurred within me, myself, soul. And this is the material mind is joined with that, and that's called combined thing. And that's why I call I'm angry person.
Okay.
So material, see, this is the very, very delicate thing, that this material mind is separate than me. When lack of better words and other philosophies and all the things, they say mind, me, I am the mind, I am not mind. Material mind is separate. There's a matter particle, and my inclinations are separate. If my inclination decides to stay within me here, in my soul only, and I get engrossed within me all the time, then I don't have material mind, cannot do anything to me. Omniscient Lord has a material mind, but it cannot do anything to the omniscient Lord, because omniscient Lord has no inclination of attachment or aversion.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So when we say mind or the matter, that mind or the matter means my own soul's thing. But here when we say material mind is a matter particle.
So
And
when you say the
in that area of the heart, there are 8 areas are there, and material mind will be residing there, you know.
so Kiritanko, like the psychic mind, that would be an attribute, or would that be
It's a mode, it's a
mode.
modification, paryay.
What would be a paryay of which attribute?
It is paryay of the conduct attribute.
Oh,
The
okay.
knowledge attribute, faith attribute, and conduct attributes modifications, you know.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. See, remember, just by looking at it, it really opens up so much venues to us and says, oh my God, I had to go really in detail to understand, but I will understand. And there is no other choice but for me but to understand, and I'll put all my efforts into it. Why not? If I don't understand, who else is going to understand? That kind of confidence, I have to have it, and it's going to work for me. Any other questions? Okay, then we'll do the closing, okay? Javani ke gyan se suje lokalok, sovani mastaka namo sada deta hu dhok. 9 times Namo ka mantra. Jai Jinendra. Jai Vikram. Thank you.
Can we any slide Mukhta, please?
Okay. I'll send it out to you today.
Jai Jinendra, thank you, Kiritanko.
Jai Jinendra, thanks.
Thank you, Jinendra.
Jai Jinendra, bye.